Kia ora. James Harwood here, Country Manager, Smart Technologies, based here in New Zealand. Today I just wanted to give you an overview of the MX series, the product that is our hero model in education today. So as we know, our Kura is forever evolving. The tamariki, they need the dopamine, they need the collaboration, they need the inclusiveness, and Smart is thought about all angles and how to deliver the most inclusive classroom here today. And today I just want to show you some basic features and the overall background of what you're looking at today on the MX series. As you see, this is the out-of-box experience. You can customize it. I can remove widgets, take them out, realign, have them in place, add anything to it. A simple menu here to choose whiteboard or any of our ready-made resources. You can do a whole class whiteboard, which I'm going to do on a separate video, and a shout out as well. In terms of the layout here, this is a Google certified board, EDLA is the official title. So you have Play Store, all the normal Google applications and settings. I can change the background of this, I can customize it to my heart's extent. Under here we have a basic menu of other features that we'll talk about in the next videos, but today it's really about whiteboard. So I'm going to start a whiteboard today. Simply by selecting whiteboard, a whiteboard creates. First thing I want to tell you is we really have to consider left hand, right hand, upper brain, lower brain, left brain, right brain. So what we've done with our toolbar is given you the flexibility to move it into the vertical, if some people prefer to work in the vertical, and even down into the horizontal. If I would prefer it above, in the middle, or below, left or right. So we've really thought about how to give the teachers the simplest, most intuitive tools. We're owned by Foxconn. Foxconn obviously build and develop Apple devices, so we understand touch. It's a case of not overcomplicating the touch and making it simple and quick and easy for our teachers to engage with the whiteboard. Simple menu, touch pen. You've got 8 options here. You can even go to finger if you want to have the kids up. I'm using fingers. Board comes with 2 pens that magnetize to the front here. But I'm just going to take simple pen. I'm going to choose a color on the menu here and choose my thickness. And for the case of this video, I'm going to choose the thickest level. I can say Kia ora. Now, great, I've written on the board. So what we'd like to highlight here is we treat pen as pen. Finger is select, pinch, enhance, move around the board, and then from a last part perspective, simple palm erase. That is how simple we keep it in the pen mode. We also have the ability within pen to write hello, and I can highlight that with the highlighter pen, which goes over. I go nice and thick, and you see here it will go over the wording. Again, I can select the whole thing, just the highlight, and remove that accordingly. The other pen that creates normative, Google certification, collaboration, and AI is our ink to text. So we have various people, left-handers, right-handers, who write various styles, and often writing on paper versus a whiteboard, your writing style changes. So firstly, it cleans up the whole ability for people to write and have it recognizable. So I'm going to write my name here. Now I've selected this pen, it will now change to a word. Now the difference with ink to pen versus standard pen is I can't erase with my palm now. My execution and edit tool is actually the pen. So if I want to highlight the difference between a vowel and a consonant, I can create space. That will just change there. I will remove that and delete it. The same applies for wanting to remove a word or delete. Simply by a horizontal move, cross out, I remove it. And simply, if I take this, delete, I can also create emoji. Sorry, my writing was a bit rushed there. I will remove this, delete that. I can remove that part as well. And I can bring this front and center, even make it larger, make it smaller. I also have the ability within this to change the type of emoji it is and give them a real smile or her a real smile. And also I can infinitely clone it. So simply by doing that, I'm creating more interaction, more reaction to the kids. An interaction now that they're living by in their social media, in their devices, communicating with their friends. Disable that. Now delete, delete, or I can select the whole screen like so and simply go delete. That's awesome. So first page, I'm writing with the standard pen, nice and thick, Kura. And I wanted to today talk about pets with my tamariki. So we've also created, through Google certification again, the ability to search straight to web from the board. Now, I'm going to talk about pets. I want to engage an interaction with our kids in the class today. And simply by doing this, it is doing a safe Bing search into the web on anything to do with pets. And we have a full library now of images we can choose, none of which have any licensing, copyright or anything. So whatever you use in here is total ability. Anyone who wants a lion as a pet, good luck with it. But let's look at the dog, for example, the lovely corgi. Simply by touching that image, I have embedded the image into my whiteboard. I can, as long as I got the right, give that a lovely bug smile. If I want to remove the smile, I move that over here. I can make that dog smaller and move it over here. But you can use these images to your heart's content without any fear of any copyright or encroaching on any licenses. But we go a step further and we'd like to bring in video. And this is the real dopamine fix that our kids need today. And with pets today, you've got a multitude of information that you can serve on. And I am going to select this one. Now, what I've done now is I brought a video into the board. This video is movable, scalable and everything, but as soon as I press play, it will start playing the video.
Oh, you know.
Please, is that not a pet? Here's the pet. The pet is looking at the food. It wasn't the chicken, thankfully. But I now I'm bringing this dopamine, I'm bringing in live feed into the class. Awesome. Now, with that, it sits embedded in the board. Great. The next phase is most teachers can run out of space on a whiteboard. That's the first thing to run out, and they end up taking a photograph and sharing it via a photo that they've taken on. We don't want you to do that. So you can, one of two things, shrink the whole screen down, create an infinite whiteboard, keep going to your heart's content. But we prefer for you to add a new page, and this is where the library becomes a little bit busier. I can do another standard blank page, or we have developed a lot of graphic organizers in here that you are just purely set for the classroom. All right, there's purely an education play. We don't have content in here that fits for business and education. It's purely an education play. And still, I can now bring in a Venn diagram at my heart's content and do a debate about pets with my tamariki. Cool, and then I say the good and the bad. Now, when I come back to my search on pets, I can choose the image we had on the previous board and put that in here. So it has more visual interaction, more interest for the kids. I can bring the video in as well. But now we can debate and include the whole class on talking about what's good about pets, what's bad about pets, and find the common ground in the middle that allows us to agree. How do we make this a subject of learning? Brilliant, you may say. The next phase is we have developed manipulatives. Now, the pedagogical tools in class is a massive importance to us. And we've developed education-specific solutions. I'm going to use the shapes side of things. And within here, I challenge children often when I go into training and classrooms, is build me the next looking Tesla car. So we now have a chassis, we now bring the wheels through, and we now have a larger wheel. Let's give it some flames on the back of it. So you see here how we're now getting the children more excited, Tamariki, more excited about learning. And I still have the ability to talk about the latest Tesla. I'm going to remove that because I can't spell today. Tesla. Cool. And you could invite the children to come up in their turns, coordinate them, and get them to build. You could get a group of kids together who can bring multitude of shapes and sizes at one time, because the board has up to 50 points of touch. Next phase that we're very proud of and we want to do, and we are encouraging all our schools to give us more information, particularly around Tereo and Māori culture, is local content. So I haven't activated it on this board, and you simply activate it by doing this. You go to local content. I've got no locations chosen yet. I'm going Australia, New Zealand. Now that's locked. Plus local content. I now have welcome to country in every Australian style. I have soccer fields. I have multitude of different solutions, even maps. But what we've really embraced is, let's say for example, for simple math, children get very motivated by money. I think everyone gets motivated by money, or the lack of. So today, I'm going to set a task for the children to come up and produce $100 without using the $100 note. So they can bring in a 50, they can bring in a 10, and then they bring two 20s in. Hallelujah. We've got the correct thing. And now I can, because I did that too fast, again, give that a smiley face. Perfect. We're communicating in their language. So, as you can see, graphic organizers, manipulatives, local content, exit tickets. I can actually simply just create a blank page. I, as a teacher, can change the background of that with a multitude of background, which includes New Zealand writing lines. I can even change the color to any color in the rainbow. I can go back to recent colors, and I can go back to there. I can go to white, okay? So the teacher can customize it to their heart's content. The last part I'll show you is some tools that we've developed and round off today is if I come into here, I press the three dots, we have a multitude of usable accessories. So if I use compass, fantastic, I make that wider. As soon as I put pressure on that, I am doing that. It is telling me that's gone 360 degrees at 113 degrees. Okay, great. I actually want to bring in the ruler and measure that specifically. So we're really engaging visually with touch. And I can move that around or simply swivel it on its axis and then draw down that, as you can see. That's all I'd like to do today. Thank you for your attention for the basic features of our whiteboard. And in the next video, I'll show you how we can inclusively bring in the kids, Tamariki, into the class and share content and get them collaborating with us via Windows, Chrome, Apple, or any other device to the board directly without leaving their seat in the class. Thank you very much.